I am Dr. Michele Glacken. I'm the Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Registrar. Welcome to IT Sligo. On behalf of all of those who work within the Registrar function, we hope you have a very successful and enjoyable time studying at IT Sligo. You will be in contact with many people in the Registrar's department over your time as a student. You already have been in contact with some of them from marketing of the programmes to you, and we will see you through the whole way until you are conferred. Today, I'm going to speak to you about examinations. So what will I cover? I will tell you when and where exams will occur, what additional supports you can avail of to support you during your assessments or examinations, student examination protocol, where you access your examination results, examination related procedures, and academic integrity. The governance of examination is part of the Registrar's function. Now, physically, where we are and where the examinations office is located in the main building opposite the library. Now, obviously, access to the building during COVID-19 is restricted, and you as an online student may not actually visit IT Sligo, perhaps until you are conferred. So, how do you access us and how do you contact us? So, all examination inquiries are to examinations at IT Sligo, itsligo.ie. And if you want to know who's who in the examinations office, for example, who deals with deferrals or who deals with online proctoring, just look at the contact information in the link I have provided below. So, all students want to know, when are their examinations going to occur? Now, examinations are just examinations. Be aware you may have other assessments that occur throughout the semesters. But these are the dates of the examinations. So semester 1 is going to be examined in January 2021 from the 4th to the 16th inclusive. So you need to be free on those days. Semester 2, for those commencing placements, is examined in April. Semester 2 content, the regular content, is examined between the dates of the 3rd to the 20th of May, and then we hold repeat examinations occur in August. So you can see we actually have quite a duration of time for examinations, but there will be an examination timetable which will tell you specifically the dates that you need to be free. So, where do you sit your examinations? Normally, if you're a full-time student, you sit your examinations here in IT Sligo. Obviously, we're conscious that our students come from all over Ireland and from various parts of the world. So usually, in times where we do not have COVID, students can come here to Sligo, or they can sit their examinations in Dublin, or they can sit them in Cork. And then we have a facility, which I'll explain to you in a few minutes, called online and proctoring, where you can sit your examination in any part of the world. However, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that in January, there will be no on-site examinations anywhere, be that in Sligo, Dublin or Cork. And this is due to the COVID-19 restrictions that we currently have to adhere to. So there will be alternative assessments, and we'll widen out online proctoring to students as well. We will advise you in relation to summer and August nearer the time. So what is online proctoring? Online proctoring really is you taking your examination at home and you're monitored just as if you would be in an examination hall, be it in Sligo, in Dublin or Cork. So instead of having physical people invigilating or proctoring you, that is overseeing your examination to ensure that you're not accessing a book or any bits of paper or talking to anybody, it is done online. So you are being videoed as you are taking your examination in your home or in your office. We do this with a third-party provider called Examity. Obviously, we're in a contract with Examity, so issues in relation to GDPR and data sharing have all been addressed. There's a small fee which is payable to the third party for this facility. Now, not every examination can be completed using this service, and we will advise you later on in the semester if your examination is suitable for this means of taking your examination. What type of exams are usually conducted? Usually you're used to closed books examinations. That's the norm in terms of where you get your examination paper, you have nothing in and no books that you can actually draw on. When you're doing examinations now and what we would call alternative assessments, you can do what's called an open book examination. It sounds easier than it is, and this is where you can access books at home or in your office. But the way the examination is set up, it isn't so easy, and you can look up the answer in a book. We ask you to apply what you've learned. So while you might have all the facts in your book, you need to be able to say that you understand it and you can answer the question in a particular way. So it's not as such, I'm going to get the book, open it up and write it. It's completely different and often very challenging. We can also examine you through Moodle quizzes or short answer questions. So they're the type of examinations that you will be having this year. Now, if you are going to go to a venue, and you may, certainly in May or August, we'd ask you to come to the examination centre early, be that in Sligo or Dublin or Cork, bring ID, and obviously be very familiar with the regulations in relation to our examinations. And they are things very simple like don't bring a phone, don't bring any notes, and you can find all of those regulations on the website address below. Examination timetable. So while I've given you a broad outline earlier of the weeks that examinations occur, your examination timetable will be accessible to you via the Student Hub. And that comes nearer towards the end of the semester. So we'd expect we would have that timetable up for you towards the end of November. So giving you time to take time off work. You need to check your timetable with regular updates as times may change. So don't go and screenshot your timetable and think that's it, because often examinations will change. It may only mean that an examination may be changing for one course by an hour, but that may knock out 20 other courses. So make sure that you keep yourself up to date to ensure there's no change to your timetable. We won't be changing the timetable to suit individuals' personal requirements, and we also don't take any responsibility for you if you miss an update to the timetable. Now, IT Sligo and the exams office and Annie will only communicate with students via your IT Sligo email address. So please keep yourself going on. How do we get your examination results? So you get that via the web. So PIN numbers will be sent to your IT Sligo email address, and then it'll tell you when to log on. So this year you'll be able to find out your semester results from semester 1 on the 9th of February, and we're planning your semester 2, those are the examinations you take in May, that you'll find out those in the 15th of June. The process for accessing repeat coursework will be confirmed to you during semester 1. When you've all your examinations done or a year's examinations done, you can get what we call a transcript, which will detail out to you the subject, the module titles and your marks, and you get that through what we call Digitry. There's also feedback days that you will be made aware of, where you can access your lecturer or your tutors to ask them, well, what went well and what didn't go so well in my examination. And you can also request to review your examinations. And again, you can, if you're not happy with your examinations or you think you may have done better and you have spoken to your lecturer and you still feel you may have done better or there's something that we don't know about, you can have a review of the examination or an appeal. And how you do that is you email appeal results at IT Sligo, and then we'll ask you to fill up certain forms. Indeed, so will your lecturer have to do it, and then we'll review of that. And that's done by an independent body to the lecturing staff and to anyone that would be involved in your examination. Now, if you require additional support for examinations, you need to initially register with the Access Office here in IT Sligo, and they will assess your needs. So it may be that you have dyslexia, it may be that you have a chronic illness, there may be something that you need support with. And we here at IT Sligo are very keen and will provide you with any support you need. It might be additional time, it might be some technology that we can give you that will make actually doing the examinations easier for you. But please contact Learning Support at IT Sligo so that we can actually help you. and provide the supports in a timely manner. Now, of course, with anything, there's lots of procedures. So if you're unable to do your examination and you need to defer your examination, you may request to do that. The request must be made online within 4 days of the last timetable examination. Now, you will need to provide documentary evidence that needs to be supported of your application. So it can't be that you've booked a holiday in November when you know when the actually results are. That wouldn't really be acceptable. There must be a significant reason for you to defer your examination. All the requests for deferrals are actually independently reviewed by a committee in the institute, and they make the decisions based on the evidence that you provide. Now, we also have another procedure called that of special considerations. So we know that things happen in days coming up to examinations or the morning of examinations. You might have an accident or somebody may fall ill, and that's what we call special considerations. And again, you may advise us of those and we'll take them into account when we're reviewing your results. So we want to be as fair as possible to you as a student and give you the best opportunity during your examinations. How do you access past papers? They're accessible via your Moodle page, and you'll be able to find out different types of examinations that you've done before. And it's always very helpful because you can kind of think, how have they assessed this subject before? What do I need to plan? Now, I've kind of finished one way with the examinations, but I want to introduce you to the concept of academic integrity. So academic integrity really is the honest and responsible scholarship. As a student, you are expected to submit original work and give credit to other people's ideas when you use their ideas. So it's about maintaining your academic integrity involves creating and expressing your own ideas in your work, acknowledging all sources of information, completing your assignments independently or acknowledging where you have collaboration, honesty during examination. It's really the foundation of third level education success. You have to learn how to express your own ideas. Your ideas are as good as anybody else's and they're acceptable. Academic dishonesty not only cheats the student, you, of valuable learning experience, but can result in you failing and even to be expelled from the institute. The purpose of assessments or of examinations is really about to ensure that we understand that you actually understand the learning outcomes that were related to the programme you were doing. And it's your responsibility, therefore, that the work you submit is your own work. It's a hard thing to get your head around sometimes, because sometimes you may think people who write books or write journal articles, they can say it perfectly. Why would I be trying to actually put my ideas on those? But that's what you do in third level education. You question what other people are thinking. You may think their idea is very good and therefore you reference them. So it is a difficult concept to get around. And therefore we have a module that we need you to work through on what we call academic integrity. What is academic integrity? How do I avoid possibly copying other people's work or putting other people's work in as my work? And what do I do then? And what happens to me if this is actually found out? So this is a module and you'll be able to access it through Moodle. Last July, there was new provisions included in the Qualifications and Quality Assurance Act in relation to academic cheating. Now, you may or may not be aware that there are services that actually advertise to students about how they will complete your assessment for you or provide you with an essay or impersonate and sit in examinations for you, which we call academic cheating. Now, this has become very much the forefront of QQI, who are a statutory independent body in Ireland responsible for promoting quality and accountability in education. And there is very serious consequences for academic cheating. So please don't participate in anything or get involved or think it's a great idea, someone will write my essay for me. It is not a good idea. And there is serious consequences to academic cheating. So what is plagiarism? So just taking forward a little bit from academic integrity. It's about the act of, presenting another's work or ideas as your own. But this is, we consider this academic misconduct, and it will be dealt with according to our disciplinary procedures. So accurate referencing is necessary to avoid plagiarism, to verify quotations, and to enable readers to follow up and read more fully the cited author. Now, here in the college, we use software called Turnitin. So we will be asking you to submit your work via what we call Turnitin, and it will give us a report. It will tell us exactly whether you have used other people's sources or ideas and claim them to be your own. Put it in, and it produces what we call a report. So as you can see here in this slide, it highlights in colour, and here in terms of the purple one, 3, that's a paper that was submitted to Edge Hill. Or I can find under number 2 here that was maybe submitted to another source. So it exactly tells you, and what was the similarity of your work to others' work. So here is 19%. As you can see this one, there's an awful lot of red, and really what they've done here, the student has made very few changes, and obviously this is plagiarism. This will come up. So after discussing things like academic integrity, plagiarism, academic cheating, what do we do about them? We have more procedures. We have disciplinary procedures for students for examinations. So copying or cheating at any examination or test, bringing our notes or other automated materials into the examination hall or into your bedrooms, because remember we can see it, removing scripts or anything, that is a breach of our examination regulations. Plagiarism, as I just suggested, is another breach, and there's different sanctions, and I'm just going to alert you to them in terms of the disciplinary procedures and plagiarism procedures, and please make yourself very familiar with these procedures. So in conclusion, the examination office are there to help, so in doubt, please contact us early. All communication from the examination office is sent to you by your student email only, so it's vital that you check it regularly, and I provided you with a number of contact details. This presentation will be posted in the student support area on Moodle. I wish you well. I am sure that you're going to do extremely well in all examinations and all assessments. Be confident in your own experience. You bring a lot to IT Sligo, and we look forward to working with you.